Welcome back, guys. You're on listening to The Driven Show, only on Styling Radio, the number one place to be on a Tuesday night. We're sitting here kicking it, just talking and getting to know Taco a little bit better. And,
that's right.
You know, some of the crazy stuff that we plan on doing this. We're going to be doing some remote broadcast at some of the car and truck shows. When's the Street Machine Nationals? Isn't it coming out?
No, it was the beginning of June.
It must not have been that big because I didn't even hear about it.
It rained and it was there was
yeah.
it was the same weekend as the Magic Dragon and there was a couple of the big shows.
Yeah.
So I was a paid photographer at that deal forever. Well, like 4 or 5 years. And then they're like, well, we can't afford to pay you. And then they started making people pay for parking spots. And then
the golf cart deal and all that, yeah.
It's just getting worse and worse.
I know.
I wouldn't say don't go, but
get ready to open up your wallet.
It's just that, I don't know, man. There's a very, very, very big Pro Street presence there. I'm friends with most of the Pro Street guys.
Yeah, you know a lot of the Pro Street guys, and
yeah, that was always my deal. You know, and I shoot a couple cars. Well, I shot a couple cars for the magazine, and the only, I'll be dead honest with you. The only thing I hate about Pro Street cars is when they fucking put that stupid surge tune on them fucking blowers. I hate that. It's like, I just can't stand a car that barely runs through a crowd, you know?
Oh, really?
It's unsafe, in my opinion, because these cars are surging, and then they'll like almost come to a stop, and then they'll fucking lurch forward, and then they'll come to a stop, and then they'll lurch forward because of the blower tune. And it's like, just make it run.
Yeah, no shit. Like, why screw with all the stuff? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, nothing against the actual people that own the cars. It's just that people think blower surge is cool, and it is not. You know, like I said, I used to work on a top fuel car, and those things have to idle around 22 to 2,500 RPM, or they'll just blow themselves apart, you know, with the nitromethane. So, and then they're doing all kind of weird shit. Like they do the 4-7 swap in the timing, and then they do one more pair of cylinders they swap. So and I can't remember. I know a guy that was working on Antron Brown's car, and he told me what there was 4 cylinders swapped, and I can't remember what the other 2 are. I know there's a 4-7 swap and something else. But yeah, I guess I miss working on the old A fuel car and the top fuel car, but it is so much work with nitromethane.
Yeah, running nitro, I mean, depending on what percentage you're running, you know, I mean, it burns clean, but when it tears something up, it tears everything up. And you got
when it goes wrong, it goes wrong in a big way.
Oh, real fast. And you know what's crazy is me and Jimmy was talking about this, and this is a good one for you. So when we were younger, and you know the bookmobile would come in, right?
Oh yeah, the old brown trailer with the brown dually.
Oh yeah, and they had all those books from like the 70s, you know, of like the jet powered funny cars and all this stuff. And I don't know if NHRA has really did their homework to like nobody know about this shit, but I've ran nitromethane in my drag cars before, you know what I'm saying? And you have to respect it, you know, because when you abuse it, that's when you fuck up. But here's the thing. Did you ever see the cars that they were running on the other fuels back in the day and how fast they were running in the 70s?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Like it's insane, some of the cars that they were running, especially with the jet propulsion stuff, because they were letting them run all these crazy jet engines, and cars were almost running 300 miles an hour in a quarter. Back
Have
then.
you seen the new power adder is like I don't think it's compressed air.
The CO2.
Yeah.
Yep. Tina has it on her truck, and I've thought about that whole concept years ago, but there's so much stuff you gotta regulators and all this other stuff, but it works.
Yeah.
They figured it out, and this is the early stages of it. Think about what it's going to be like in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, one thing I like about it, if you're running a street car and you got to put weight in it, right?
Yeah.
In your street racing, you have a huge advantage over a lot of people with that CO2 tank. If you think about it, because you can position it and weigh the car and fuck up the guy next to you, because his car is going to be way heavier than what you have. But you have more than what he has in horsepower and torque. And you can control it with a touch of a laptop. Way better than like a turbo deal, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
Do I think that's going to be the next future? It's turning heads.
Certainly is.
I'm waiting for someone to do one in NHRA. Because remember when they did the Buick Grand National, the V6 that was in Pro Stock, and it fucked everybody up?
Buddy Ingersoll.
Yep.
He was from about an hour south of me.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe a little more than that, but yeah, I'm not sure he's still alive.
I think he's passed away.
Yes.
But no, that car, and the big thing was, if you watch videos of it, they were getting him out of the hole, but he was fucking him up on the big end with the turbo.
Yeah.
And there wasn't nothing that NHRA could do that year, because Pro Stock is a factory specs. And that car met their requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But man, that thing had a top end on it.
Oh, did it? It had massive top end, And that was back when they were running quarter, now everybody runs eighth. And
over 1,000 feet.
Yeah. And the thing is, I understand why we run an eighth now, because it's less harder on parts, but then in the same sense, I think a quarter mile is more fun, but eighth, it's so quick.
And it speeds the show up, so that's a plus.
Yeah, that's true too. So, if you really look at, like MPK racing and stuff like that with steel roof and quarters, it's basically a pro mod with steel roof and quarters. However, you're running just as fucking fast as them. Kai Kelly went to the World Series of Pro Mods and fucked everybody up.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe how fast that car was. But
the thing with small tire cars now are fucking just nuts.
Yeah, small tires just went nuts. And what I like about small tire, everybody can kind of afford it.
Not me.
Well, maybe not
I'm
you,
a photographer. I can't afford a fucking thing.
You're getting cars for $400, man. You're getting the hookup deals.
Yeah. There ain't many drag racers buying the car I bought. That's for sure. And this whole situation just kind of fell into place with this whole mini trucking deal and these cars that I have recently. It just I bought a 2010 Equinox for my son, my married-in son, my extra, a bonus son. That's it. And it needed some work, so I fixed it. I wound up selling it for $5,000. And the next day, I went and bought this Golf, 2001 VW Golf, black sunroof. It's got some nice things. And then I bought the max speeding rods, cheapest fucking coilovers you can get, and they ride like it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I put some 18-inch JNC wheels on it, the JNC 05s, if you want to check them out. They're a good looking wheel on this car. And then I got this, then I'd been looking for this. Well, then you wound up contacting me about the truck club.
Yeah.
And
back
I was
getting
like,
Mini
well, fucking
Persuasion
right.
back together.
And then
What was your initial thought about that phone call? Seriously.
I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure, man. I was thinking, and then I was overthinking, and I was like, well, it was my life for 10, 15 years.
Oh yeah.
It's like every Sunday, I was there every Sunday. I was right. I literally rode from St. Louis to Kansas City in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah, and that's how
Well,
it went.
granted, there was a keg of beer back there.
Yeah, things
And,
were a lot different back then, guys. I mean, we could get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm talking like, what, 89, 90 when
Yeah.
that was? And I swear to God, me and two other people in the back of the truck had that keg floating by the time we got to Kansas City. We were so fucking drunk. And then, of course, I wasn't old enough to drink either.
I don't think any of us was. I mean, hell, when I joined the club, I was a senior in high school.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, that's back when I used to drink 40 ounces of Old English. That was my deal.
The good old days.
Yeah, the 8-ball.
Oh yeah. It's like
But then,
it's like when me and hold that thought. When me and Stephanie went out to Virginia Beach to buy all the PPI amps from that collection.
uh-huh.
I don't know if you heard. I was like, "Hey man, where's the Fro 45?" And she's like, "Did I forget to get something?" And I'm like, how are we gonna go on a road trip without malt liquor? And
Right.
And she was like, "Well, find a place and buy malt liquor." I was like, "Oh, I ain't gonna drink no malt liquor." And she's like, "Well, we would have back in the day." So go ahead.
Right. I just, I had a lot of fun back at the club.
Yeah, and the big thing was, I think it was kind of a shock to everybody that there's people that really wanted us to come back.
Uh-huh.
But the bigger question was, how are we going to do it? What is the structure going to be? And is this just going to be a reunion thing? Are we actually going to go recruit new members? What about the bylaws,
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff when we sat down to do this that I feel we had already thought of over the years and we had answers to. But like I always told everybody, if we don't have an answer to it, we'll figure it out. And I am really happy with the way things are going. If there was any beef back in the day with anybody within the club, it's all been gone. It's like nowadays with Mini Persuasions, it's like chill, hang out, go to shows.
Right.
And it's like there's a lot of members that want to go to more shows, but we're all kind of older now. Some of us have grandkids, you know what I'm saying?
Not me yet.
Not yet.
My daughter just turned 21, so it's a possibility.
Within the next 5 years.
Easy.
It'd be Papa Taco.
Right.
Papa Taco. But the thing is, I mean, it's like the car club games, when we're at Relax, and I was like, yeah, let's enter the car club games, and everybody's like, well, I don't know. And then we went over and questioned it, and we were like, we're too fucking old for this shit.
Yeah. You ain't gonna catch me doing shit.
Back in the day.
Well, I was also busy taking pictures of cars.
Yeah.
For the magazine.
But back in the day, we would have fucked their shit up. There ain't no shit about that.
Yeah, certainly.
So
I don't know, them socios though, they come correct.
Oh yeah, they do. They fucking, and they're the other clubs. They want to win just as bad as we do, but we're just kind of like,
right.
Yeah, let's see what they're gonna do. And we're like, I don't know if I would want to do that. It's like they had that whole thing, the women of mini trucking, and I was like, Stephanie, you should go up there because Stephanie is an OG woman of mini trucking. She's like, fuck them young bitches. I was just like,
right.
She's like, I've been mini trucking before they were conceived in a mini truck. And I was just like,
I could be like, who's this old motherfucker walking up here?
Yeah. But, Stephanie just keeps it real like that, and it's like, she's still the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
As back in the day.
Right.
And the thing is, she knows her shit. That's the thing. Other shit, she'll listen until she understands it.
Right.
But,
me too, I just stand around. That's pretty much all I've ever done when I was a kid. If I want to learn something, I'll just fucking stand there and watch and listen.
Yeah.
I won't say a fucking word.
Yeah, but...
And people might think I'm weird, but I'm just learning.
Yeah, but once you know it, and you know what you're talking about, it's time to voice your opinion. And on that note, guys, excuse me, we're going right back into music. You're listening to 96.1 Stylin', and you're listening to The Driven Show. We'll be right back.